Okay, let's be honest, it's impossible to predict who's gonna blow up and who isn't. Especially in today's ultra-competitive internet music climate, it's never been easier, but it's also never been harder to blow up at the same time. Because there'll probably be a million comments on this video saying, oh no, this person's gonna, and this person's gonna, and this person's gonna, and truthfully, maybe none of them will. But today I wanted to discuss a few artists that I think have a high probability of blowing up. Everybody's got a different definition of what that means, and to be honest, I haven't really figured out what it means for me. But I think it means like getting mainstream attention, maybe getting a Billboard Hot 100 single. I think at that point you've blown up. I've been trying to move on. Shorty be a Betty, I know this shit wrong. But you've been on my mind lately, and it seems like there's no escaping. And also, before I get into it, I just want to say these are in no particular order. I started filming this video and I tried to figure out why it wasn't working, because I didn't have any water. I know you haven't drank enough water today, so you better get some in your system. Rylo Rodriguez. A lot of people were first introduced to Rylo because he was featured on Lil Baby's project. Rylo definitely fits into the Atlanta sound. I'm not really sure if he's from there, but it's pretty safe to say that he has a similar vibe or a similar appeal to the people that like those artists. But he makes these sort of emotional kind of trap ballads about the streets and growing up, selling drugs. He just has this way of making you feel like you are experiencing what he's experiencing through his music. He uses YouTube as his main way to post his music and interact with his fans. I see him growing a very similar audience in a similar fashion as NBA Youngboy, who is the most streamed artist on YouTube and has just ridiculous numbers. I could see Rylo kind of following in those footsteps. I mean, the guy doesn't even have anything posted on Spotify yet. Imagine what's gonna happen when he starts getting on all mainstream platforms. I still think that Rylo needs a little bit of time to find his sound and really try to branch out and be the unique artist that he has the potential to be. But I also wouldn't be surprised if he wrote a really big song very soon that got a lot of mainstream attention. Somebody I just want to touch on really quickly is Lil Tecca. I know that I'm gone. They see me blowing up, now they say they want some. I got 2 twin blocks, turn you to a dancer. I covered Lil Tecca a few months ago. Not that I really feel like I missed the wave on him, but I think that a lot of people kind of already know about him. If he follows up Ransom with another big hit, he has the potential to be freshman status next year. I think that Lil Tecca only being 16 just puts him at an incredible advantage over so many other artists. Like, dude is just so young and he's already killing it. He's got kind of like this nerdy aesthetic that I think is pretty unique. He's got a cool voice, really fun sound, really fun music. I think that if he continues to do that, it'll be game over. It'll be easy for him to blow up. I got a pack, hit him and do it again. Fucking a friend. I got bands when I'm flying to friends. Drinking till a nigga land. You got a man. Convoke. I'm sorry that I fucked up. Now we go through it again, where I gain another pain and I lose another friend. Now I know people are gonna say I'm biased because I've been friends with Convoke for a while and I kind of came up with him, but Convoke has this incredible appeal that's just undeniable, and his music, for whatever reason, just draws you in. He's got this really deep and kind of raspy voice that's just very addicting to listen to. I personally think it's a lot better than his singing. He definitely needs to work on his singing a little bit. And I think that up until this point, the majority of his music, or at least the most popular music that he's made, could be categorized as emo rap. But that genre will not be able to hold him down because he has shown some versatility in various other tracks that have done well. And some of his songs just sound like straight up rock songs. You know, shave my face and fix my teeth and maybe God will love me. I think that Convoke has the ability to appeal to various different sounds, and he can do it very well. So whatever the popular sound is at the moment, if he's not the one that's creating it, I think that he can do a good job adding to it and adding a lot of value to whatever sound is popular at that moment. Basically what I'm saying is he's versatile. Plus he's Russian and has an incredible following over there in Russia. So if he has diehard fans there and in America, he'll just be a force that can't be stopped. Hit me on my phone, but I won't pick NASCAR Alo.
Juxtapose, mental asylum, don't fuck with those. I fuck your bitch and I suck her toes. Her pussy ball just like Amber Rose. Matter of fact, it be.
I really think that NASCAR Alo is gonna be the one that ends up blowing up in this sort of trap metal, heavy, metallic bass. I don't even know what people call it. I guess it's just called trap metal. And the dude has just a killer image. I mean, he's got this crazy Dragon Ball Z hair. He's got such a good look to him. His videos are very, very interesting. You could tell he's amazing on camera. Maybe he won't be able to reach the mainstream because I think with that sort of screaming sound, it's really hard to appeal to a very broad audience. But either way, the dude's gonna have a killer following and it's only gonna go up from here. He just kind of has that star power. There's something interesting about him. You just want to know.
I'm fed up. I had enough of this shit. You will get swept up. I put the fight to his head again.
Kota the friend.
With the past, made a living off of what they left me in the trash. They watched me as I built a fucking mansion with the scraps.
Now, Kota is an artist that is majorly slept on. Not saying that he's doing bad for himself. His numbers do very well, and I think he's building a really great fan base. But I think that this guy is for sure a career artist. I guess I would describe him as a lyrical rapper, but not even really like he has all these crazy punchlines and crazy flows or anything like that. He makes a lot of kind of softer music or love emotional music. That's not emo by any means, but it's softer. What I meant is his tone and his demeanor is softer, but he also makes lit music and party music. He's just mega versatile. But he has an awesome aesthetic. He does all of his music videos exactly the same, and I think that it's very simplified, but for whatever reason, it's just really good. You could tell he's not trying so hard to be something interesting or something different. It just comes naturally. And he just has music that anybody who just likes hip-hop at all will love it. Really, the only thing that he has to work on is just writing a hit. I know that this sounds like a stretch right now, but I could see this guy having a sort of Chance the Rapper-esque career growth where he could become that big. It really is just gonna come down to him making hits and really trying to just find that one little unique sound that's gonna make him pop.
People wonder how I keep a smile. Tell them it's cause I don't give a fuck.
WhoisBEAM.
Sauce in it, lost in it, dropping it, off in it.
Now this artist is kind of a shot in the dark or kind of like a gamble because he doesn't really have crazy numbers and he doesn't really have ridiculous engagement or a diehard fan base. He's kind of low-key, but the interesting thing about him is that he's self-produced, and he's really good. He's got a pretty cool image, kind of keeps it low-key, got sort of like the VHS, kind of old-timey aesthetic. So there are a lot of things that I would normally like to see before I would put somebody in a video like this, but I don't know, something that I just see in this artist, he could definitely blow up in the underground, if not just go to the mainstream right away. Also, he makes sort of Caribbean or Jamaican music. I'm not really sure exactly where he's from, but I feel like that's an important thing to add. But for somebody who has that much control over their own music when they're self-produced like that, I think that they have tons of potential to grow and change their sound as time goes on.
Let me plant a seed, bet your pussy looking for. Get so deep I hit the core. I can rock the R.
Egovert.
Hey, is your neck gang sloppy? Neck so good like an ostrich, but come top me. Hey, I heard these nigga wanna.
This is another artist where, yeah, I guess I would like to see a little bit more. Egovert is being discussed by like every YouTuber. I see tons of people reacting to his music. He has a very big song right now, and if you can do that totally on your own without a label, that's pretty impressive. He's got a very fun and quirky kind of sound. I totally see him thriving in that direction. It's really just music to have fun to, play at parties, whatever, which there's a huge market for that. He seems like he could be an artist that appeals to young kids or people on TikTok. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the hardest things to keep up, to always be the one that's writing the fun song, the hit song, but maybe not freshman status next year, but who knows? Give it a year and a half, maybe he'll blow up.
Okay, both stars turn a semi-auto to a problem. Posted with my cholos, you don't want problems with Paulo. Had Spanish trying, swear to God, she love to swallow. She love to...
Savagegasp.
Young Jack in a backhoe. I've been in the cut looking spooky in a black coat. And she fucking with my test though. I don't know it.
Again, some people might say I'm biased, but at this point, the numbers just aren't lying. Dude has completely blown up in the past 2 months, going from somebody who was arguably just another person in the underground to being potentially one of the leaders of the underground. Obviously, we know, I made a video about it. He had a song blow up on TikTok, and now he's got another song blowing up on TikTok, and his Spotify numbers, his Instagram numbers have all just gone up immensely. And from me personally being in the studio and seeing what he's working on in the future, he's got so many different sounds. He can make a fun song, he can make a love song, he can make a weird, really random song. He's got the anime influence, he's got the emo influence. I mean, he can just appeal to so many different people out there. Obviously, the people on TikTok love him and his music, and I know we don't want to accept it, but TikTok is a beast. And if you have support from creators and you have proven that your music can do well on that app, it's gonna blow up. I don't think that Gasp will be categorized as a rapper, but more so as an indie artist. There are some indie artists that rap, and I think that that will be a stronger lane for him to fall into. It's really just gonna come down to him making really, really awesome music and just keep trying to go viral.
I got these flaming hot Cheetos on my fingers, I'm trying to hold you. Promise that I'll always remember, that's what I told you. Now I'm sitting wishing and reminiscing.
I know I made a video before this that stated that nobody was up next. And that video was more of like a conspiracy theory, so before you grill me in the comments, watch that one, and it was just kind of me picking your brain. That's obviously not true. People are going to blow up. It's just never been harder to predict who it's gonna be because the labels honestly don't have the control anymore. But let me know what you think of these artists. Let me know if I should turn this into some sort of series where, you know, every other week I'll kind of talk about artists that I'm feeling. I highly recommend that you guys check out all of these artists that I mentioned. I think they got tons of potential, and who knows, maybe we'll come back to this video in 2 years and be like, damn, they all blew up, he was right. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Anyways, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new. To all of the artists in the video, thank you for making great music. Keep making great music. To everybody that's joined my channel recently, it's been so overwhelming. We gained like 40,000 subscribers this month, which sounds ridiculous to say. I have my first video ever hit 1 million views. Just, it's been an incredible month, and considering last month was my worst month ever on YouTube, it's just been really, really relieving and overwhelming. There's definitely a lot of pressure. I want to put out the best videos that I can, but I also want to stay true to the underground. Because truthfully, I don't really care that much about mainstream artists. I like the music, but they're just not that interesting to me. So if you're expecting tons of mainstream content, it's just not gonna happen. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much. My name is Patrick CC. I'm out.